guys, back again. So today I've got another quick and easy and inexpensive DIY project for you to try. I hope you enjoy it. It's literally going to take a jar of pasta sauce and turn it into a pretty decoupage jar that you can use for paintbrushes, makeup brushes, anything you fancy really. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so we're going to start off with this clear glass bottle or jar. It had food in it at some point, and literally all I've done is obviously use the contents and just given it a wipe down with some soap and water. We're going to literally now just place the Mod Podge on the jar. You can use PVA glue, a glue gun if you wanted to, but to get the desired effect it's probably best to use Mod Podge or decoupage glue. And I'm using decoupage paper. You can use napkins or wrapping paper or any thin paper that you can layer. So what I'm literally going to do is I'm just going to coat the jar a section at a time, just not too thick and not too thin. And I'm literally just going to place the paper on the jar, and then I'll use my brush just to smooth it down, and I'm going to literally just do that all over the jar. I've cut the paper into little squares only because I find it easier to place the paper where I want it, and I am overlapping because it actually looks quite nice when it's finished. And then if you've got any sort of wrinkled edges, if you just smooth it down. So I'm literally just going to cover the jar using this method, and I'll go over it whilst I'm doing it. And it's ever so simple. This is another fun project that kids can do. You can use them for pen pots, makeup brushes, anything. They just look really good. So I'm going to continue doing this until the jar's covered. So I've got quite a nice even coat on the jar. I've used probably 2 to 3 pieces of paper all over the jar, so I've got quite a good coverage. If you see a few little patches, I just put an extra bit on the top, but you can have it as thick or as thin as you want. When it does dry quite sort of see-through, so it's nice to have a good coverage. So now I've done the bottom as well. You don't have to, no one's going to see it. To do the lid, the rim of the lid, it's done in exactly the same way. You just glue around the top, and I usually leave a slight overlap so that I can bend it over the top. So I'll just glue it down, and then there's a little bit of an overlap. I do it that way. A slight overlap, and I just bend it over. I usually let it dry, but I just want to show you it while it's still a bit wet. So I'll literally just cover it, and then I just bend it over like that, and I'll do that all the way around. This has been left overnight to dry. It's a really nice shiny finish. So to finish it off, I'm just going to decorate it with a few embellishments. I've got here a butterfly. It did have a bit of wire on, and I've just cut that off. Bit of ribbon, which I'm just going to tie around, and I've got some hearts which have got an adhesive back, but I'm going to use a glue gun just to stick them on so it stays. So this is just it's quite thick ribbon, and I'm literally just going to tie it round. I've got more than I need, so I'll just do a knot, and then I'm just going to do a double knot, nothing fancy. But I'm going to finish it off by cutting the end so it looks sort of like a bow sort of effect. So like that, and for that one I'll cut it that way. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick my butterfly using my glue gun. I mean, you can use anything to decorate it, jewellery, old brooches. I'm just going to place that on there at an angle like that. and then I'll just probably get a heart and just stick that on the where I've tied it like that. And there you go.